Week 10 preview. That's right. It's NFL Straya's Week 10 preview. I'm your co-host, James Clements from NBA Australia. Jim does Supercoach, all the good stuff. Over here joining me as per usual, my good friend, sometimes singer in a band called The Ram Shakalami, a bloke who's staring down the barrel of a one-seed victory on Monday Night Football this week in a massive, massive game. It's Gaz. Gaz, what's going on?
Ooh, I just realised that it's Monday Night Football. What am I going to do on Tuesday? I've got to... I'm coming down with a bit of a cough, Jim. I think I might have to call in sick on Tuesday.
Like a sickie,
That's getting spicy. Yeah.
Right, you can find all of our picks over at Dabble. We bang those up each week. You can follow along. I think this week Gaz did one better than me. I think we had three.
Yeah, that's what I think so.
So that was, just adds to his lead, I think, a little bit. So not bad. But you can use the code NFL Straya when you sign up, or if you're just trying to follow us as well. You can sign up using the link in our show description on your podcast app, on your YouTube, whatever. Or you can just find it in our social bios. Get right around it. Good times. Week 10. We're past the halfway mark. Let's get into it. Las Vegas, Denver. What a brutal Friday game this is. The Raiders coming off an OT game at home up against Denver up in the Mile High. And I've got like a weird bug flying around me. It's like stink waves over here. I feel like this is actually a little bit low. Denver minus 9.5. I am taking Denver. They're going to smash the Raiders.
I've got this weird thing, Jim, where I just the game that Bowers just came off. I'm like, is the Bowers effect enough to just keep them close? And the half a game of Bo Nix forgetting how to play football and then coming back and actually starting. Like, is this something that keeps it close? But look, my brain is telling me Denver. There's a little bit of my heart and my dynasty team having Bowers. It's going, fucking let's go.
Yeah. I just more worry about the Raiders' defensive side of things, right?
Yeah.
Like they let the Jags score 30. Denver, I feel like, especially at home, they could really, really screw up the Raiders. Because, like, Genty obviously benefited from having Bowers there as well, right? Like, Genty wasn't too bad in that Raiders game. But I just think Denver at home, that's a smash spot for me. I'll be like, yes, Broncos should kill them. The question will always be, I reckon, for the Broncos this week, for this year, each week, will be, hey, is Bo Nix going to fuck them?
Yep.
Is Bo Nix going to screw them up somehow? If he doesn't, they can easily win this one pretty handily. So I'm going to go Denver. You are too. Whoa, let's go to Germany. It's the Germans, yeah. Indy are 5.5-point favorites on the road against Atlanta in Munich. I want to say that one is. Pretty crazy. So, do we take this in? How much do we take this into consideration that Atlanta looked really solid against the Pats this week on the road, where they've looked pretty shitty most of the season? They go on the extreme road to the Germans. Indy coming off a rough loss against the Steelers. Do you trust them more? What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think I do. Well, the line worried me a little bit, like whether Atlanta's defense can keep that close. Indy's defense should take care of what Atlanta's got on. I'm going with Indy. With Indy, I think.
I've screwed up. This is in Berlin, not Munich. Apologies to all of our German listeners. They are not the same place. It's like confusing Bendigo with Ballarat, obviously. I'm going to go Indy as well. I just feel like Atlanta... Yeah, the plus 5.5 is interesting, but I think Indy probably has just enough. They've got such a better offense, I think, than the Pats. So if Atlanta lose a little bit to the Pats, give up a couple of big ones, Indy can probably make them hurt too. Houston, Jacksonville. This is a weird one. Texans, 1.5-point favorites at home, I think. Yeah, that's still 1.5. Can the Jags really go into Houston and win?
I feel like Stroud, if he went off with a concussion, surely he's got to be in the protocol, right?
Yeah, I think.
Surely Stroud's not playing.
Sometimes there is like these sort of slightly, he's actually playing. I don't think they tend to do that so much with QBs. It looked pretty brutal. I kind of didn't mind Davis Mills in that game. I might take Houston. This feels like a galaxy brain. The Houston defense versus Jacksonville that just got by the Raiders defense. I think I'll take Houston at home. Screw it. -1.5. And you've got the Jags.
Yep.
All right. Giants, Chicago. I'm a Chicago guy. I'm taking Chicago because the Giants, I can't trust them. I can't really trust Chicago either, like after what we just got against Cincy. But talk about, like, can Roma Dunze do anything after playing in that against that Bengal secondary? He didn't get a reception in that game against Cincy. It's like, what the hell, man? Now he's got this giant secondary that's not much chop either. Hopefully they
Yeah.
get that going. But at home, definitely I'll take Chicago.
But once again, like they shut down the Giants. Shut down the Eagles in the first game. But apart from that, people have proven that they're able to run on the Giants, and that's the same as happened last year. So they've got all of this stuff in the that they've invested in their defensive line. But if you get past that,
Yep.
there's not much chop. And this Chicago team just put up 260 yards. So yeah, I think they should have them covered at home. I think.
I agree with that. The Jets. Oh, no. Baltimore, Minnesota. That's a weird one. A battle of the purple people leaders. Two purple teams. I'm going Baltimore. I don't really like this one. A +4.5 for the Vikings at home. JJ McCarthy was solid. They're at home again this time. Can the defense really slow down this Ravens offense, though? I just don't know if they can. I'm going to go Baltimore. I think their defense is really rounding into shape.
Yeah.
Just getting that much healthier, and they could probably put a bit of a hurt on that Vikings O-line and JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, I agree. I think Baltimore's just going to start to hit their straps. That said, like even at full strength, Baltimore did known for dropping stupid games. But I feel like, Minnesota caught the Lions by surprise, know them really, really well, and I think Baltimore should have this covered.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm taking Baltimore too. Cleveland at the Jets. Both teams coming off a bye. Best of luck with this one. Browns in New York. Jets are 2.5-point favorites against Cleveland. Could the Jets actually work anything against this Cleveland defense? I say no. I'm going to go the Browns. If we go back and look at the amount of times I've taken the Browns this season, I reckon, and like the amount of times you've gone against the Browns,
I'm actually going to take that. I've swapped.
we might have actually taken the exact difference between our picks this season, but you've swapped over to Cleveland now.
Yeah, I just thought about the fact that it was a coin flip, and then I think you've made it 2.5 points. I'm like, you know what? Like, to any sort of gap to this Cleveland defense. And Myles Garrett off a week rest, I think they can just mess him up. And I don't trust Jazzy Fields at all.
No.
I don't trust any of these. I don't trust any player on offense for either team.
That's right. The Jets, Cleveland, they've just been so scratchy all year. But it does sort of feel like, the Jets had their first win of the season against the Bengals in just stupid fashion, and the Bengals are horrific defensively. Whereas the Browns is at least super duper solid. So, yeah, Browns it is. New Orleans, Carolina. Carolina are 5.5-point favorites against the Saints.
That sounds mind-blowing.
Silly, but at the same time, I'm going to have to go Carolina. 5.5 feels like a lot, but I just don't trust the Saints to score enough to hang with Carolina, who, just took down Green Bay in Green Bay. Their defense should probably be enough. Carolina for me.
Yep.
Buffalo, Miami. 8.5-point line this is. Not 9.5 apparently. Miami, 8.5-point underdogs at home. Tua looked better 2 weeks ago. And then they got killed by Baltimore. What do we do? Buffalo should beat them, shouldn't they?
Yeah.
Even in Miami, I'm not really.
I think that defense, if they mess up Mahomes and that offense, I reckon they'll just mess him up.
Yep.
The other thing is, right, who else is... We've still got 24 hours. Well, the trade deadline will be over by the time this is released. But, Miami are definitely sellers, right? They've got rid of Phillips. What else is going to happen? Apparently Waddle is not on the block. They were going to trade Phillips or Bradley Chubb. So if they've got rid of one, they're not getting rid of the other. But mate, this Miami team's a shambles, and Buffalo's got something to play for.
100%. Tampa Bay hosting New England. minus 2.
Oh, you're gutless, Jim.
I want to take the Pats plus 2.5,
Yep.
but I feel like if it was 3.5, I would take it. I feel like this just screams out to me Tampa Bay like 24, Pats 21 or something. And yeah, I know the Pats were sort of lucky to get away with a win, I think, this week. Other times they look better. But Tampa Bay coming off a bye at home, like it's just a tougher spot. So I'm going to go the Bucks, and you've got the Bucks as well.
Yep. I do.
Yeah. I don't know. They don't have too many weapons, but if they get Bucky Irving back as well this week, yeah, I think they'll be all right. Seattle hosts Arizona after we saw Arizona be pretty good this week. Coming on a short week up against Seattle. In Seattle, I'm going the Seahawks. So are you?
Yeah, I know this division's always a bit fucky with teams playing each other, and it's never the obvious thing. And you know, Jonathan Gannon having that habit of keeping his defense, keeping it close by grinding shit out. But Seattle just seems so in form, and Arizona, they were fine against. As we said, there was no one stand out. Buda Baker had a great game this week, but it was against Dallas. So I think Seattle should well and truly have them covered.
Yep. We've got both lots of NFC West matchups. We've got Rams Niners next.
There you go.
Niners hosting the Rams. We're both taking the Rams minus 3.5. I think their defense, their offense are both better than both the Niners sets. The Niners offense is like clicking into gear a little bit, but by the same token, like the Rams are just, if Puka's playing, they're just kind of terrifying, like across the board. So yeah, I feel okay with the Rams minus 3.5. You've got them too.
Yep, 100%. Just makes they're just a bit more complete with all those holes at the moment.
Detroit at Washington. This would have been interesting if Jaden Daniels hadn't just like ruinated his left arm. 8.5 point underdogs at home. The Commanders would not surprise me if that gets a lot more. Detroit, we know that Jared Goff, indoor cat. Don't think it really bothers me. Dan Campbell, a lot of fire under them after this week.
Yep.
They should smash them. So we're both gone Detroit.
Yep.
Pittsburgh at the Chargers. Is this our Sunday night football game? That's weird. Juzzy Herbs up against the Steelers defense. I'm going to go Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I thought you were. I just had a feeling before you made that pick. I felt like you would with that sketchy offensive line of the Chargers and that get right game from the Steelers defense.
It's a minus 3.5 as well, which is like the key thing. So even if the Chargers win, it's like an arsey sort of win that they just pull out of the nethers. And Pittsburgh, that defense though felt pretty solid up front. Herbs are probably still picking them apart in the air, but I don't know. The Chargers at home. Going to go the Steelers. It's going to be half a Steelers crowd anyway, right? I love that in LA. And then the big one, Philly, Green Bay. For all the marbles, it kind of feels like the Green Bay Packers are 2.5 point favorites against your Eagles, coming off a bye, Gaz. The fact that this is in Green Bay means I'm going to take the Packers coming off this disastrous loss to the Panthers. So I'm going to take Green Bay. I think they try to get right. As I sort of alluded to on Tuesday's show, without Tucker Kraft, they lose a big weapon. But I sort of maybe feel like this helps their hierarchy of receiving a little bit. Probably doesn't help with pass protection or blocking, but still. I don't know. It's going to be a really good game. I'll take Green Bay at home.
Yep, no, that's fair. It was, I guess it was a bit surprising that they've started favourites. Yes, they are at home. The Eagles beat them, twice last year. And coming off, we'll have AJ back. It'll be interesting to see. I've got no idea who's going to be back in for us. Whether Jurgens is back in at centre. You know, getting a Pro Bowl centre back is always going to be nice. Getting some of these extra moves made on defense. So who knows? But definitely on offense, will be full strength and had a week to A, self-scout, and B, rest up and get a little bit less banged up. So I was pretty happy with 2 weeks before going into the bye with how we played against Minnesota and then kicking the shit out of the Giants. So fingers crossed those vibes keep going for the second half of the year and the Eagles take them as the underdog.
Nice. All right. Good stuff. I think you are 5 picks ahead of me at the moment. So across the season. Not bad. Not bad.
Three different this week. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see how we go when we do the Friday videos. But there you go. That's the picks and previews for Week 10 done. We We'll be back next week to wrap up a crazy week 10, no doubt. See how Gaz is feeling after that Monday night football game. So make sure you're following us on Facey, Twitter, IG, TikTok, YouTube, all the good stuff. Jump in the DM, say good day, send us through some yeah-nahs. Rate, review, star, subscribe, all that stuff across whatever podcast app you use to listen to things. Go on, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever you do. Rate, review, star, come on, it's 2025. You know what to do. Just help us out. Don't be a dick. Just be cool, man. Just be cool. Big thanks always go to House Hats for the intro and outro song. They rock. And go get around. Jim does Supercoach, talking about all the NFL Supercoach stuff. Getting towards the pointy end of the season there too, so just saying. And NBA Straya, of course, back 3 times a week in podcast form, but also a video every single day. Everything NBA all the time. Gaz, what do you want to plug?
Get your picks in for the tipping, cheesesteaktipping.com. And as I mentioned on the big show, it's a big rivalry game for the NBL this week. If you're in Melbourne, get along to the United versus Southeast Melbourne Phoenix game. It's going to be a bit of fun, both at the top of the ladder.
Should be fun.
Spicy.
See if I can snag a ticket. Take one of the squids. Should be good.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. Week 10. It's all set up for you. Hopefully it's going to be a good one. I reckon it will be. I'm loving these 5 a.m. wake-ups, though. God, it makes such a difference. It's so much easier to go, right, my day actually starts at 5. That's fine.
Easier to readjust from a big weekend on the tins, Jim. Not going to lie.
3 a.m. It's just, it's too much. Just cooked. All right. There you go. We will catch you next week, you dickheads.
See yous.
Later, Hosen.